success comes in pairs, then my guests tonight are doubly blessed. In just 1 year, they've stormed the international tennis scene and slammed their way to the top 4 doubles players in the world. India's never felt so good on the centre court for ages. And that's exactly how I feel tonight at meeting both Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupathi.
The world is rushing by so fast. Let's press the pause and make it last. Just let your thoughts, your dreams unfold. Let's talk of love, of tales untold. Speak so I can see your soul. Speak so I can see your soul.
It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
When did you start wearing studs?
Well, the Olympics last year was a really special occasion for Leander and me. We weren't too sure we were going to make it or not because we won the bubble. So we told each other if we get in, we're either going to shave our heads bald or get earrings. And
It's a damn good thing it was earrings.
and you know, we've been wanting to get them for a while, so we went ahead and got them last year.
Okay. Congratulations. This year you've won 6 titles in doubles. I mean, you started off at 36 and now you're ranked number 4 pair in the world. It is phenomenal. And it's happened in only 365 days. How did you get it all together?
Well, we weren't really expecting too much this year. We thought it would happen next year, to be honest. It's come a little soon.
It has.
But it just goes to show that we worked really hard, and we're accepting every championship that we win with open arms.
Oh.
I think it's basically just the work we've put together as a team. I mean, we knew what we had to do, and both of us sat down and chalked it out, and you know, we did it together. I think that's what makes it really special for both of us.
But you both are genetically engineered for sports, aren't you?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I think our family plays a big role in what we do, and both our families are sports orientated, so it makes a big difference.
Your father was a very good tennis player.
That's
so
right.
it was a natural for you to choose tennis, wasn't it?
He started me off when I was 3 years old.
Oh God, you could barely walk and you're loving this racket. And considering that your parents, that you come from such a sports-loving family, why did you opt for tennis?
Both my parents kind of let me know as to what team sports in India really held for me at the top levels, and at the same time, I have tremendous belief in myself, and that's why I chose an individual sport.
But like a lot of great players, you know, they always have one special weapon that they use to have that little extra edge when they play to help them to win, like Lendl's forehand and Connor's return of serve. What would you say is your weapon?
My heart. Every time I step on the court, I give it everything I've got.
Yeah.
Whether it means chasing down every single ball, whether it means diving, regardless of what it is, I play with a lot of heart.
Mm. But I want to ask you what happened at that Agassi match, because, you know, you had us screaming with joy and then weeping by the second game. What happened? What happened?
I'm still trying to figure that out, but I mean, I started off really well. My game plan, my strategy to play him was just pinpoint perfect. And at the same time, I lost a little bit of conditioning in the 4th set. And I think, you know, when you play a player of that caliber and you give him a second look into a match, I mean, they really come on strong. So, I mean, he's a fabulous tennis player and a good competitor.
You gave him that little opening and he just
Yes, I did.
barged in.
That's right.
I see. But tell me, do the tantrums of players, of opponents, upset you? Because, I mean, there they go complaining to the umpire. They break that rhythm that you got yourself into. Does that change your response to the game?
Well, I think we react differently when it comes to that. It kind of does affect me to a certain extent, whereas Hesh, he goes about doing his work, you know, differently.
I've been waiting to ask you. You're the only Indian to win a Grand Slam title in mixed doubles at the French Open. And you did it with the most unlikely partner, little Rika Hiraki of Japan. I mean, how on earth did you find each other?
You know, this is the first time I've ever played mixed doubles with the French this year. And I had no clue how the girls play, or they had obviously no clue how I play, so no one obviously asked me to play. And one of the guys on the WTA, which is the women's tour, asked me if I was looking for a partner, and I said yes. So he said, there's this Japanese girl, Rika Hiraki, and she's looking. So I asked him, can you set me up? He said, no, that you're on your own there.
Oh.
So I asked him, well, how am I going to recognize her? He said, well, she's about 4'9". So I go around, the French Open looking for this Japanese coach. And, to my luck, I spotted Rika and asked her. She obviously hesitated because she never heard of me before. And she's like, what's your ranking? And at that time, I think I was 53. She didn't have a partner, and it was about an hour or two from sign-in. So she said, okay. And I think the rest is history.
Absolute history. Did you ever believe you could win, or did you believe it only afterwards?
Probably not. Starting off, I still remember my coach Rico, after my first round match in mixed doubles, told me that I was the worst mixed doubles player he ever see. So
It's changed his point of view now, huh?
I'd say. You've obviously clicked as a team, but I still want to know, what is the key that makes you both play so successfully? Because you've played with other players before in doubles. Why is it that it works so well together?
Well, on the court, I'd say, it's Leander's speed and my power. It's a mix and match situation. It really clicks for us, but it has a lot to do with our friendship. We've known each other since we were kids, and we've grown up playing the juniors together. And we're very close. I mean, we're almost like brothers. We spend like 45 weeks of the year together. So, we know each other so well. I mean, I think that's what basically carries on to the tennis court for us.
So it is a combination of the physical balance plus that mental affinity, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, there's very rarely a point on the court that I do not know where he is. And, I mean, it makes a big help because we know exactly what we're thinking. We know we're really trying hard. So even if we do lose a point, we focus on the next one. We work really well as a team.
Temperamentally, how different are you both?
Well, I'm supposed to be the talkative one, but I mean, Mahesh is coming out a bit more and saying what he thinks, and I mean, at the same time, I'm learning from him to keep my mouth shut sometimes.
Who is perhaps more aggressive?
He's definitely the most.
You're more aggressive.
Yeah, much more.
And who's more competitive?
Well, we have to be competitive in what we do. I mean, if we're not competitive, we're not going to be world beaters.
But suppose you lose a match. Who takes longer to recover?
We both help each other out there. I mean, it's a situation of we know we've given it everything we've got. The one thing we cannot control is the result. So we just focus on the effort to each single match. We do our homework well, prepare as to who we're playing, and when we're on the court, we just give it 150%.
But you must obviously know the right buttons to press with each other, the right psychological buttons. What sort of things would you say to egg him on if you feel he needs that little extra push?
Well, with Hesh, I have to be careful. I got to chest butt him. And now, as you can see, he's much bigger and stronger than I am. So I got to jump up and bang, and next thing I know, I'm like 2 feet back. So I got to be a little careful about that. But just get his feet going, rattle him up.
You say something to him? What'd you say?
I just stare at him. I just look him straight in the eye, and he knows what I'm thinking.
He points to his heart, which means play from here.
Oh, okay. What are your thoughts about your opponent when you go out and play?
Well, we have done our homework, obviously, as to what each person likes and dislikes. So we break their games down, and we just try and do the best that we can to win each point.
Is it like going out to war? Do you feel that, he is an enemy? Do you ever feel that?
Well, not that he's an enemy, but we go out there to beat him as bad as he can. There's no soft hearts on the tennis court.
No soft
Not
hearts.
the way we play now.
To be honest, most of the guys are friends on the tour.
Yeah, but doesn't that soften your approach?
It does, but I mean, everyone's competitive at the same time, because I'm sure they want to beat us as bad as we want to beat them.
You've played with a lot of the great international players. What are they like when you meet them? Are they laid back? Are they cool? Are they friendly? Or are they just very professional and businesslike?
I think off the court, everyone is friendly and laid back, and it's a little superficial, to be honest. But when it gets on the court, I mean, no one gives an inch. I mean, each one has. That's right. On the court, each one has their own reasons for for competing, whether it's the money, whether it's the fame. There's a lot of stake at professional sport nowadays, and I mean, in tennis, being an individual sport, I mean, it gets to be very, very cutthroat, very lonely, and that's the way it is. You know, it took us a lot of time to come to terms with that from the culture and the background that we come from, but it's something that I had to do. You know, it's something that we had to come to terms with before we could perform at the world level. You know, it's tougher, but it's changed us a little bit.
But can you afford on this tennis circuit the luxury of making friends?
It would be tough if we didn't make friends because, I mean, you're traveling 40 weeks of the year, and you know, Leander has been on the tour for 7 years, and he was alone. I wasn't with him for the first 5 years of his career, so I mean, it was kind of hard on him, I think.
I'll tell you what, I mean, ever since Hesh has come on the circuit, I've made a lot more friends than I had before. I mean, even though I talk a lot and I'm easy with people, I generally like to, you know, do my own thing. I'm a little bit of a loner when it comes to that. So, I mean, I would play my matches and go back to my hotel and do my own thing. I would like to sightsee. I would like to, you know, taste all sorts of different foods and play other sports and stuff. So, I wasn't very close-knit with the rest of the circuit. But, I mean, Mahesh went to college in the States and he knows a lot of boys through that circuit. And, I mean, when he came on and we started traveling together, I made a lot more friends. Yeah, so it makes the circuit a lot more enjoyable now.
Who are the really cool guys? Who are the guys that you're friendly with there?
I mean, we get along with most of the guys. You know, Courier, he's always, I mean, he's one of the boys. He always likes to go out and have a good time as soon as he's out of the tournament. He plays the drums, so
he's a great musician. Yeah. He plays the drums, plays the guitar. It's cool.
Who would you count amongst your friends in the circuit?
Let's see, a couple of them. I mean, Edberg's really neat. Rios now is pretty cool, even though he comes across as a very arrogant person. Off the court, he's very shy. I think in the shyness, you tend to think he's arrogant because he wouldn't come and say hi, or he wouldn't make eye contact and stuff. But that's him. There are a couple of guys who are a little hard, like Kafelnikov's a little hard. He's a hard nut to break. But I mean, a bunch of other guys are nice. Pat Rafter is one of our favorites. A lot of the Aussie boys are fun.
Okay.
This year at the U.S. Open, I mean, we had a great summer. We had a great year, and you know, we played a tough quarterfinal match, and we were back in the locker room, and John McEnroe comes up to both of us and says, "Well done, guys," and you know, has a small chat with us, which probably he would not have done, you know, 6-7 months earlier because, you know, we were nobodies. We were like 70, 80 in the world, both of us. But now, you know, having such good results and our rankings being up there, you know, John McEnroe comes up. So I thought that was pretty nice of him.
Yeah. What's Pete Sampras like?
He's very reserved. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, he keeps to himself pretty much. He doesn't really hang around too much.
Who are the guys who really inspire you?
A bunch of different ones. Connors has always been one of my favorites. I mean, he just gives it everything he's got every time he's on the court. He's cool.
Well, I've always looked up to Stefan Edberg.
He's a really nice person. He's a thorough gentleman.
Who are the nasty ones?
Recently, I had a nasty experience. It was a little strange, actually. I mean, Boris Becker's always been one of my heroes. I mean, I always kind of thought he had great volleys and a lot of charisma, and thought he was a really, really nice human being. And we eventually got a chance to play him in Stuttgart about 2 months ago. And we went on the court and we gave it everything we got, and we were high-fiving and jumping and diving and chasing every single ball down as I normally do. And I remember, you know, at one point I went diving for a ball, and I mean, he didn't really like it too much, and he kind of, what was that about? And he kept on kind of making remarks. He kept on kind of not being abusive, but very, very nasty about what was happening, and aloud. He was just saying it aloud, and I mean, some of the stuff that he was saying was just very, very nasty. I mean, directly to me, and it was nothing that the umpire could do. It was a German umpire. We were playing in Stuttgart in his hometown, and we came up to shake hands, and put my hand out, and he went to shake hands, and he suddenly pulled his hands away, and he said something that was not very nice, and lost a lot of respect for him.
I just, you know, you're playing two Indians in your home and 10,000 people watching. I don't think he was really like losing that match.
I suppose so. But tell me, how does the crowd response affect your game?
Makes a big difference. I mean, the one thing that we're really good with is that we interact with the crowd really well. We get them into our match, and with the effort that we put in, they kind of gets them going, gets them on the edge of their seat. And I mean, it's fun. It really helps. I mean, if there's a big crowd there that is into the match, there's no greater feeling than playing.
So what happens on the other tours when there must hardly be any Indians? What do you do? You're fighting uphill then. You don't even have the crowd support. You're really on your own.
It makes us work harder, actually. I mean, it just gets us going.
We try and shut it out and just, play with each other, I think.
Got to have nerves, Steve.
Yeah. Well, you just thrive on the environment. You just thrive on the atmosphere, really. I mean, crowds against you and makes you work harder.
So you were saying that you're really good friends, and that's what really helps in your tennis. I mean, what sort of things do you do together? How deep is the friendship?
Pretty much everything, I think. We like eating. We like eating the same kind of food. We like, listening to the same kind of music. What else?
We just basically hang out. We kind of enjoy things that we do together. Go to the same movies, go to the same restaurants. I mean, we just kick back and have fun.
But if you didn't have tennis in common, would you still be good friends?
If we got a chance to meet, sure. Tennis really brought us together, but if it was any other walk of life that we got a chance to hang around each other, it'd be great.
Do you both have the same sense of humor? Do you laugh at the same things?
That's a tough one.
Well, Hesh is a little more reserved than I am. He's a little more quiet, but once I get him going, it takes me about half an hour to get him going, but once I do, he picks up. He gets going. We like going out and dancing a lot. We love music. We don't really drink or smoke or stuff like that, but whenever we have the day off the next day, we go out and we'll be on the dance floor for hours on end. I mean, from about 12 to like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We just go dance away and have fun. It's cool.
Which our dads won't be too happy about. But
when you've had a bad day on the courts, and you come off the court and you know that you haven't played well and you've let down the other, how do you handle it? What do you do?
We both go through certain different moods, and I guess knowing each other for so long, we kind of can just read each other without having to say anything. So, I mean, I can sure tell when Hesh is not feeling good, or when he's feeling down or low, or when he is happy and stuff. And you play with the mood, I mean, I think life is too short to be angry or to be sad at stuff. So I get him try and stay happy and to forget about the match.
Are you emotional off court? Once you're off the court?
I am not as much as Leander, at least.
Do you ever cry?
I have sometimes, sure have. This last time when we played in Stuttgart, just for the fact of losing respect for a person who was my hero, I kind of had tears in my eyes. Certain other times when you've given it every single thing you've got, and you suddenly lose 7-6 in the third. It's 9-7 in the tiebreak in the fifth set, and it's a tough one. Played for hours on end, and it takes a couple of days. Takes a couple of days to get over it. I like to play other sports. I like to listen to music. So I just try and divert my mind.
Tell me, who is more superstitious?
I am.
What superstitions do you have when you go on court?
Well, I have a bunch of different ones. Like, we went for the World Doubles Championships, and Leander wanted to change earrings. And I said, no, we've been wearing this all year. We've been doing well. We're going to wear the same earrings. Small things like that, like warming up on the same side of the court before every match if we're winning. And I think that helps sometimes.
That's a trip, I think. I don't see what difference it makes this side or that side of the court. It's still a court.
But when you played the Agassi match, I sat put in one chair.
That's why I lost.
No, I hope not. You're not superstitious at all?
Not really. I mean, maybe a little. I have rituals, but not really superstitious now.
Okay, because some people wear the same skirt. I think Steffi...
You wouldn't catch us wearing skirts, I don't think.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to do that.
I love it. You're both bachelors, but attached, booked.
Yeah.
You know, him I knew about. I was waiting to hear your yeah.
Yeah.
You're also,
I've been dating my girlfriend for 2 years now.
oh, okay. And you've been dating your girlfriend for,
7 years now. Yeah, I've known Anisa since I was 5 years old, a long time.
so when did it develop into a love relationship?
Well, I was away from Calcutta for 5 years. I was in a tennis academy, and when I did come back, I was about 17 years old and on the prowl, so to say. But I mean, I met her again, and we got together, and then we kind of hit it off pretty well, and took things, slowly, and it's developing into a good relationship.
And any plans to get married?
Not for a couple of years at least. I mean, our careers are just picking up, and I think we have to get our priorities straight because we don't want any distractions this early.
It's a very important stage of our careers. I mean, Mahesh is 23, I'm 24, and we're not getting younger. We need to really do the best that we can in the next couple of years. It's
The
important.
girls have to wait a bit.
Yeah, I mean, they have their own lives too. I mean, Anissa's trying to be a teacher, and she's got a course to do, and Mahesh's girlfriend is also working. So it's good that they have their own lives as well.
Have you got a kind of a mental commitment towards them? I mean, is it something that you know will happen in the future?
Sure do. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I've known Anissa for a long time, and I certainly hope that it will happen.
She's the
And,
girl you want to marry.
Certainly would. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think it's the same with me. We've talked about it a few times, and I think both of us are pretty much set.
Mahesh, what's your girlfriend's name?
Shuchita.
And she lives where?
Delhi. She works in Delhi now.
Okay. And when did you meet?
We've known each other for a long time. We went to the same school in Muscat, and then we lost touch because she went with her parents to Canada for about 5 years. And all of a sudden we met out of the blues, and we just kind of started talking.
When was that? 2 years ago?
2.5 years we met again, and then we've been dating now for 2 years.
You people lead such frantic lives. How do you keep in touch? I mean, it must be a long-distance relationship to a great extent.
The phone bills are very high, I guess.
That's the toughest part about
So you
our
have to keep
relationship.
willing to pay the bills.
That's another incentive, but that's the toughest part about our relationship. We don't get to spend much time with our girlfriends, and it's really tough. I mean, when you do have a week that you spend with them, I mean, you come in and things happen really fast, and then you're gone for 3 months again.
I know.
So it's really tough.
But are they the first people that you ring up as soon as you've won a match? Or who are they?
It's my parents usually first, and then I call her.
Same. I mean, we're really close to our families. Our girlfriends are part of our family, so it's no real order.
How much is it hard work and how much enjoyment? How would you give a percentage?
70-30?
Yeah.
Hard work would be 70, enjoyment 30, if that.
Really? What is your goal? Which title do you covet?
I think we probably both would like to win the Wimbledon doubles crown.
Any Grand Slam right now. I mean, I think our first Grand Slam will be one that we'll really cherish. I do believe that we can win a few, and it's just time. It's just a lot of hard work, and time will really tell whether we can or not.
According to your estimate, I mean, I don't want to rush you, but when do you think that'll be?
Couple of years to be safe.
Really playing it safe. Well, anyway, you know that we're rooting for you. The country is rooting for you. We're all very proud of you. And I want to thank you so much for this, Ron.
Thanks for having me.